Welcome back to Forever Strong Seniors. I want you to take a deep breath with me, just for a moment. Feel your heart beating, that steady rhythm you've carried with you every day for decades. It's done its job faithfully, silently, asking for very little in return. But after 60, things start to change. Small choices, what you eat, how much you move, even how you sleep, suddenly carry more weight. And there's one quiet habit I see far too often. It doesn't shout, it doesn't hurt, but it slowly chips away at your heart's strength every single day. That's why I'm here, not just as a retired heart doctor, but as someone who sat across from hundreds of seniors just like you. People who felt fine until they weren't. I want to tell you about Eleanor. She's 71, bright-eyed, a proud grandmother of 4. She came into my clinic for a routine checkup, no complaints. But after a few questions, I realized something. She wasn't sick, but she also wasn't moving. Her days were quiet, sitting on the couch reading, enjoying her puzzles, sometimes watching TV. I'm too old for exercise, she laughed. And she's not alone. So many seniors feel that way. But what we often forget is that the heart doesn't need intense workouts. It just needs rhythm, movement, flow. When we stop moving, our blood slows down. Fat begins to settle inside our arteries. Our heart, once strong and steady, starts to struggle quietly. Eleanor wasn't lazy. She just didn't know. And once she started walking just 15 minutes in the morning and again in the evening, her energy lifted, her mood brightened, her blood pressure improved. That simple habit, moving gently daily, became her medicine. And it can be yours too. Now, let's talk about something that often sneaks in quietly through our kitchen cabinets: salt. Richard, a 68-year-old retired carpenter, always thought he was eating light. A ham sandwich with canned soup for lunch, some chips here and there. But when we looked closer, the truth came out. There was salt hiding in almost everything. In the bread, the pickles, the sauces. Even the so-called healthy soup was loaded with sodium. What most people don't realize is that salt, in large amounts, doesn't just bloat you. It builds pressure inside your blood vessels. It draws in water, raises your blood volume, and forces your heart to work harder with every beat. It's like making your heart carry a heavy backpack everywhere it goes. For seniors, that pressure builds silently. No symptoms, no warning signs. Until one day, something gives: heart failure, stroke, or worse. But there's hope. Richard made small, easy swaps: unsalted nuts instead of salted, fresh herbs and lemon instead of sauces. He checked labels, cooked at home more. And within a few weeks, he was sleeping better, feeling lighter, even thinking more clearly. What's amazing? We've talked about how simple changes, like walking more or cutting down on salt, can bring your heart back to balance. But what about the things that go unseen? The quiet habits, the ones that feel comforting, even normal, yet they slowly unravel everything your heart is trying so hard to protect. Let's go back to the story of Mr. James, a 73-year-old widower from a small coastal town. Every evening, he poured himself a glass of wine. "It helps me relax," he told me, looking slightly embarrassed. "It helps me sleep." And who could blame him? After losing his wife, after his kids moved far away, the silence of the evening could feel so heavy. That glass felt like company. But what he didn't realize was that even 1 or 2 drinks a night, harmless as they may seem, were quietly overworking his heart. Alcohol after 60 behaves differently in the body. Your liver clears it slower. Your blood pressure reacts more sharply. The heart muscle begins to weaken, beat irregularly. Sleep becomes lighter, not deeper. And the real irony, the very thing you hoped would soothe your soul, might be what's wearing it down. James didn't feel the effects at first. But then came the fatigue, the shortness of breath, the skipped beats. It wasn't until his doctor heard the irregular rhythm in his chest that the truth came to light. Atrial fibrillation, set off by stress, grief, and yes, regular alcohol. Once he stopped drinking, it was like his body began to exhale. His sleep deepened. His energy lifted. His heart finally had room to rest. You see, alcohol isn't just about what's in the glass. It's about what you're trying to quiet. And that's where the second hidden threat comes in: emotional pain. The kind we push down so deep, we barely recognize it anymore. I've met so many seniors, strong, resilient, wise, who carry a lifetime of worries on their shoulders. But they do it silently, because that's what they were taught. Don't complain. Don't burden others. Keep going. And so they do. But the heart hears everything we hold in. That's what happened with Mrs. Helen, age 76. Her blood pressure was always slightly high, but no one could figure out why. She ate well, stayed active, took her medications, but still her heart felt tight. When we finally sat down and talked, the real cause came pouring out, not in lab reports, but in tears. Her husband had passed away 2 years earlier. She never grieved, not really. She didn't want to bring down the family. So she smiled, cooked, cleaned, and stayed up most nights, silently aching. And here's what stress does. It sends signals to your brain, telling it to release cortisol, adrenaline. Your blood vessels constrict. Your heart speeds up. Over time, this emotional storm becomes physical, even deadly. But when Helen gave herself permission to feel again, to cry, to talk, to simply say, "I'm not okay," that's when healing began. She started writing in a journal every night. Just 10 minutes. She joined a widows group at her church. She began breathing deeply before bed. And her next blood pressure reading? The lowest it had been in years. Because peace isn't found in silence. It's found in release. And now, let me ask you something. How have you been sleeping lately? Because the third silent habit, the one most people never see coming, is poor sleep caused by something that sounds innocent, snoring. Many seniors think it's just noise, just part of getting older. But for some, it's a sign of something called sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing stops and starts through the night, robbing your heart of the oxygen it needs to recover. Carmen, 69, was one of those people. Her husband was the one who noticed how she'd gasp in her sleep, how she never seemed rested, even after 8 hours. She thought it was just aging, but the truth was, her heart had been running a marathon every night, without her knowing it. Sleep apnea had strained her blood pressure, disrupted her rhythm, and left her exhausted by morning. Once she got tested, just one simple overnight study, and was fitted with a CPAP device, her world changed. She called me weeks later with a laugh in her voice. I didn't know I'd been sleeping wrong for 10 years. Her energy returned. Her memory sharpened. Her heart finally got a break. That's the thing. When we're younger, our bodies bounce back. But after 60, every night of poor sleep becomes a missed opportunity to heal. If you snore loudly, wake up gasping, or feel foggy during the day, please, don't ignore it. Ask your doctor. You deserve deep, healing sleep. So here we are. 3 habits, each so different, yet deeply connected. The evening glass of wine, the silent stress, the restless nights, they all pull at the same thread. They make your heart work harder when it should be resting. They make your strong heart feel tired. But here's the most important thing I want you to hear. You can turn this around. One breath at a time. One choice at a time. Your heart doesn't need perfection. It just needs your care, your attention. And the moment you give it that, it begins to heal. In our final chapter, I'll reveal the 2 most dangerous habits I see in seniors. The ones that look innocent, but cause the most damage. And I'll tell you the one habit I'm begging you to stop today. Because this one thing might just save your life. Your heart has been with you through everything. Every joyful moment, every heartbreak, every quiet morning when you opened your eyes and whispered, "Thank you for one more day." But now, more than ever, it needs your attention. Not fear, not guilt, just care. And today, we arrive at the 2 final, most dangerous habits I see in older adults. The ones that don't just damage the heart. They break it down silently, steadily, until it simply can't keep going. The first is smoking, or living around someone who smokes. You already know the obvious. Cigarettes harm your lungs. But what many seniors don't realize is that even one cigarette, even secondhand smoke, can cause real, physical damage to your heart. Smoke inflames the walls of your arteries. It makes your blood thicker. It narrows the vessels meant to carry oxygen and life. And after 60, your blood vessels are already more fragile. They don't bounce back like they used to. I once had a patient, Mr. Tuan, 67. who never smoked a day in his life. But his wife had smoked for 30 years. He always waved it off. It's just a little smoke. But his arteries told a different story. Hardened, narrow, almost blocked. He had been breathing in poison for years, and his heart had taken the hit. Here's the truth. There is no safe level of exposure. Not for you. Not for your grandchildren. Even if you smoke for decades, quitting now still gives your body the chance to heal. The risk of heart attack drops within weeks. Within months, your heart becomes lighter, freer. I know it's hard, but it's not impossible. You're not alone. There are patches, support groups, medications, friends, family. Reach out. Your next breath can be clean. It can be healing. It can be the one that saves your life. And now, the habit I've been building toward. The one I see more than any other. The one that breaks my heart every time, because it's so avoidable. Ignoring high blood pressure. Or skipping your medications. So many seniors stop taking their pills. Not because they're careless, but because they feel fine. No dizziness. No pain. No shortness of breath. So they think, I'm okay now. I don't need this every day. But that is exactly what makes high blood pressure so dangerous. It's called the silent killer for a reason. Your arteries don't scream when they're under pressure. Your heart doesn't shout when it's overworking. It just keeps going. Quietly. Until one day, it doesn't. I remember one gentleman, Mr. Bernard, 70, who was active, cheerful, loved gardening, but he didn't like taking pills. I don't like depending on medicine, he said. So he took them sometimes, skipped other days. One morning, while tending to his roses, he collapsed. A stroke, caused by a sudden spike in blood pressure that no one saw coming. You see, consistency is everything. That tiny pill, it's not a burden. It's protection. It's the shield between you and the emergency room. Between you and a future you still want to live fully. If your medication gives you side effects, don't stop. Talk to your doctor. There's always an alternative. Use a pill organizer. Set a daily alarm. Keep a diary. Whatever it takes. This is your lifeline. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Because here's the truth I want you to carry with you after this video ends. Your heart is not just a muscle. It's your memory keeper. Your travel companion. Your second wind. It's the quiet witness to your laughter, your courage, your faith. And yes, it's been through a lot, but it's still here. Still fighting for you. So now the choice is yours. Will you give it what it needs? Will you trade small habits that hurt for small habits that heal? Will you take the walk? Drink more water. Breathe through stress. Get that sleep study. Make that call to your doctor. Finally throw away that old pack of cigarettes. Because one small step today can change everything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. One habit at a time. One breath at a time. Let this be your moment to shift. Let this be the day you stop surviving and start strengthening. Let this be the beginning of your heart's new chapter. And if this video has helped you even a little, would you do me a favor? Leave a comment below. Tell me which habit spoke to you most, which one you're ready to let go of, or which one you've already started changing. Because when you share your story, you inspire someone else to take their first step too. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel, Forever Strong Seniors, where every video is made with you in mind, to uplift you, inform you, and walk beside you as you age not just gracefully, but powerfully. Take care of your heart, and it will keep taking care of you. I'm proud of you. Now go, be forever strong.